I might ruffle some feathers here. There's just been such a wide, diverse reaction to Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I'm here to set the record straight, alright? Because in a sea of positivity and negativity, I will surely be the voice of reason, okay? I actually really like Mirage. I've had a lot of fun with it, but do I recommend it? No. Ooh, we're gonna have to talk about that one. Before that, though, if you're not subscribed, just consider hitting the old subscribe button and joining our conversations about games. It'll be fun. Alright, so Assassin's Creed Return to the Roots is a Ubisoft Bordeaux studio game and was originally supposed to be DLC to Valhalla. Ubisoft then pulled like a Fallout New Vegas and said, make this a full game in 2 years or else we'll go under or something. I don't know. This is where I feel our conversation needs to start. Assassin's Creed Mirage, because of this development history, feels like they took Valhalla and sort of just repurposed it and in some cases reskinned it, which in the context of our setting and main character Basim was probably not the best move, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Now, they also knew that fans were growing tired of the monstrous open worlds of the past 3 games, so they elected to make a tighter, more focused game that kind of harkened back to the series' earlier days, which, in my opinion, was a good decision. So where exactly am I torn on Mirage? Well, it's the gameplay. Now, the gameplay is more stealth focused, which is a good decision. There's no crazy stat multipliers or massive skill trees that are needed to engage in just a natural one-hit hidden blade kill gameplay. You hide behind a corner or in a haystack, you press assassinate, and guess what? You assassinate the person. Basim has several different tools he can use too, with the most fun obviously being the throwing knives. Like, I don't know why, but these are just so fun to throw. You can also roll around like a maniac, going for a quick hidden blade stab and roll back out, which for whatever reason, I just thought it was like one of the best features in the game. My good sir, eat this. I feel like the game has a decent mix of the older titles, more simple gameplay, but also some of the features of the newer titles carried over to keep it feeling more modern. However, the combat, like the sword combat, is just extremely basic. Like, it's literally pressing the right bumper, parry, or dodge, and that's it. It's just sword and dagger, and the bonuses that come with upgrading them honestly don't really feel impactful. Now, I know the older titles like the Ezio trilogy just had, a sword and nothing else. Like, you weren't swapping to... Actually, you were swapping to axes, weren't you? Oh, I just remembered that. Alright, we're gonna move on. I just find the combat in these 10+ year games just more engaging than the combat here. Like, I'm playing through Assassin's Creed 4 on my Xbox right now, and... I mean, I know it's still pretty simple. It's just press B and X, but it's more engaging, I feel, than whatever this game has. It feels like they took Valhalla's combat, but somehow just made it worse. Like, I don't know. Also, remember how I said that Mirage just kind of feels like repurposed Valhalla, and it's not to the benefit of our main character, Basim? Here's what I meant by that. In Valhalla, Eivor was a bit slow feeling, but in the context of the setting, it made sense. I mean, he was a big Viking guy, he's a big gym bro or something. Now, Basim is not that, but he still handles like that. Everything he does feels just a little bit too slow. He runs slow, he does parkour slow, he even kills people kind of slow. Like, there are barely animations, if any, that let you stab a guy and keep your momentum going. Now, I don't want to harp on this and make it seem like the game is unplayable, because it's really not. However, if you're going to justify Basim's ability to teleport as him being so fast the Animus has to fill in the gaps, then it would probably be more believable if he felt like he didn't have lead in his boots the whole game. All that to say, the stealth is extremely fun when you're getting to, experience it, and you can definitely tell they put a lot of thought into giving Assassin's Creed fans a more old school experience that the majority of the community has been asking for a little while now. Now, surely with 15 years of Assassin's Creed games and feedback, the missions in the game are perfectly suited for stealth, right? Wrong! Yeah, so here's the issue. The main missions have pacing that is all over the place. Some of them are really cool, like the Damascus prison mission. I really like that one. You have to break into a prison and rescue a freedom fighter. You could just run up and start smacking people. You can hire people to fight and create a distraction, or you can go full sneak mode and remain undetected and, barrel roll all around and get kills, which is what I did. This is fun and all, but the majority of the main missions are not like this. Basim is more of a detective than an assassin in this game. This game really makes you feel like you're Batman. Like, no, seriously though. Everything is sort of treated like a crime scene. Like, even the game is like you're like Sherlock Holmes or something. I mean, the main missions are labeled as like your investigation. You turn on Eagle Vision, You find the orange highlighted person or note, you uncover clues until you learn the identity or location of your target, and then you just kind of do that all over again.
Zahra and Hassan are both dead, slain by an assassin's blade. They are dead. Saidi.
Who could have done this?
Now this is cool in practice, but in reality, it ends up feeling like a lot of filler. And here's why. Let's look at the treasurer mission. So this mission sounds cool at first. Your mentor tells you that you need to assassinate the treasurer since we know this person is an order member. However, at the start of the mission, we still don't actually know who this person is. That sounds interesting, because you're basically going into a mission blind. All you know is that the treasurer is looking to purchase this important hairpin at an auction later that day at the bazaar. So you've got to uncover the clues and figure it out. Now, the subsequent slothing, whatever, ends up being you doing a bunch of random chores, trailing missions, and eavesdropping until you end up discovering the identity of the treasurer.
So, the treasurer is a she, and her name is Ning. The auction should be starting soon.
Now you're probably thinking, well, yeah, I mean, that may not be the most fun, but like, what's the big deal? The big deal is that during the cutscene at the auctioneer literally announces the treasurer, points her out, says her name, and it's like, she's over there.
To you, ya Asdiqai. One for the treasurer who graced us with her presence.
Ning, the treasurer.
Like, bro, what did I just do for the past 20 minutes? This is like when Bail Organa doxed Luke and Kenobi.
It is learned of the children. Well, and Tatooine. Owen.
Look, I like the gameplay, I really do, but let me actually experience the gameplay instead of just all these random chores we do throughout the game. Now, graphically, the game's kind of a mixed bag. Baghdad's really cool. The environment has a lot of detail into it, and different parts of the city stand out, like the bazaar or the dye area where the river is all kinds of different colors. That's kind of cool. The faces, though, have regressed quite a bit. I said it in one of my first vids, but look at Basm in Valhalla versus now. There's no point where I thought this game looked better than Valhalla. And look, Valhalla, for all of its faults, like fidelity-wise, it looked pretty clean on the Series X when I played it, okay? And I mentioned it with combat, but there's no real variations in the animations. And this is also apparent in the parkour. Also, you can't even side or back eject as one of the most agile assassins. So, I don't know. I just feel like this game is 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, a spin, and like a sidestep or something. They brought us back to the roots, which I appreciate, but they also kept bad aspects of the old titles. Trailing missions aren't fun. Eavesdropping isn't fun. There's a decent sect of people who I've seen that are like thanking Ubisoft for finally giving them an amazing stealth experience and giving them the Assassin's Creed game that they've wanted, and I'm like, no, it's not quite that. It's not for me. I think it's halfway there. It's brought us back to stealth, which I've been really appreciating and looking for quite a while in Assassin's Creed games, but it's just kept so much garbage that holds the game back. The stealth is fun, but I feel like you just don't get to appreciate it to its full potential because of the missions. And then the game on top of that has this regression animations, gameplay variation. They brought us back to the way it used to be. Ubisoft. What is this? But like, all the way back. This game feels like it's 10 years old. I recommend Mirage if you're a diehard Assassin's Creed fan, because there is a lot of just fun joy to be found in here. Like, I kind of felt like I was 9 years old again playing Brotherhood for a time, you know? But for the more casual people, I'd say wait for it to be a little cheaper. The game is $50, which is a nice price point, but the best way I can describe this game is that it's well-made DLC. Because, I mean, that's kind of what it was, and frankly, is. That's tough. I love how they gave us a much truer stealth experience, and I really hope Ubisoft Bordeaux takes lessons here and applies them to another AC game in the future. I think given another chance, they could really make a stellar Assassin's Creed game.
There he is. Now is my chance.
Stop!
Alright. You owe me one.
Halo 4 is the next game I'm planning on playing / talking about, so I can round out my Halo trilogy that I did out of order. That's a classic Spencer moment, as you may discover. If you have any other games you want me to try out, just let me know. I'm always down to try out anything new. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.